Welcome back everybody to another Adobe After Effects CS6 tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to be talking about the timeline panel. My name is Buddy Blackford and I'll be teaching you this today, and I'm just going to, the timeline panel is down here, and I'm going to teach you what each of these buttons is real quick. I'm not going to go in full depth about everything, but I'll just give you a general overview of the timeline panel. So to start out, we'll just start from the left up here, and you notice that there are different tabs here. These are for each of your comps, and you can X out of these if you would like. So we can bring up, so it's just maybe one, and it's easier to, it's easier not to have a million tabs sometimes, but sometimes it is easier to have a bunch of tabs open so you can quickly search through. So if I open this, it'll open up another tab down here. And we'll start here. This is your time display. And if you Alt click on this, Control click, my bad. If you can Control click on that, it'll alternate between frames and like a time code. And it'll tell you, it says what your frames per second are right here. That's helpful. This is the quick search. Almost the same as the quick search up by the project panel. The next is the composition mini flowchart. This is the live update button. The next one is the draft 3D. This is the hide shy layers button. This is the enable frame blending button. This is the enable motion blur button. This is the brainstorm button. Here is the auto keyframe properties button. This is the graph editor button. And down here we have, down in this left corner, expander collapse the layer switches pane. So there you go, you can see what that does. This one down next to it is the expand the transfer controls pane. Let's see how that works. And then the expand the in and out duration panes right here. You can see those. You have the toggle switches and modes button, which will change these right here. See that? Changes that. This is to zoom in and out your timeline down here. And obviously this is to scrub back and forth when you're zoomed in. And here's your current time indicator here. Click and hold to scrub through, or you can use the page up and page down button to go frame by frame. Hold the shift button to hit page down and it'll go up 10 frames, or page up to go back 10 frames, which is very handy, and you should always remember that because you may need to go frame by frame sometimes. Happens all the time. We got the over here the bring comp forward button. So that clicks on that, it brings the comp up there forward. And this is the marker. Click and hold on it and you can drag a marker over. And if you hold shift, it'll snap to your current time indicator. Here is the end and beginning of your comp. So if you ever wanted to basically render to right here, and maybe you have like 10 seconds of black space at the end, you can bring this over to a certain time area and it'll stop rendering there. You can also use it to cut off. If you hold shift, it should snap it right to where your current time indicator is. Let's see what else. This button here also kind of functions the same as down here, this scrubber. Zoom back out. Well, that's a nice face. We'll go back to here. I like this shot because it's nice and bright. And then here's your the menu settings for that you have on basically all your panels. And so it's good to know what the buttons are named. That way, if someone asks you to go to the graph editor and fix something, you know that the graph editor button's over here. If someone asks you, if your client asks you while he's standing there, which sometimes happens, because sometimes they know the program and they might think they know everything, but you make sure that you know what you're doing, and you know to click on the graph button editor. If you say I don't know what that is, sometimes you don't look as professional. Well, that's about all there is to explain about the timeline panel without going too much in depth. Oh, there is one more thing that I remember that I can show you, that you can click on these buttons down here. These see how they're enclosed? You can click on them and hold them and drag them to different areas. Some people like bringing this section over here because it's easier to, you use this section a lot to hide layers, and you can turn audio off, and it's keyframe assistant kind of thing. You can lock the layers. It makes less mouse movement, because you do use this section quite often. But I like to leave it over here. Some people, it's everybody's preference. And yep, that's it this time. Not gonna bring any more surprises out there. So thank you for watching this tutorial. Hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.